Howdy, folks. Good Friday afternoon. It's Dr. Jeff Camarda after the close with you Friday, March 27th, the ongoing COVID-19 report. The markets, not surprisingly, turned negative, down for most of the day, and the Dow down almost 1,000 points toward the end. Not surprising after the very strong three-day run that we've had. Midweek, I think the Dow's up something like 13% for the week, and the S&P 10%. While encouraging, we still think that this is part of a bear market rally. We're not sure where we're going next week. We've been locked and loaded for our structured liquidation protocol, selling on Caesar and the Ames portfolio. On the edge today, we didn't pull the trigger, but we're watching it very carefully daily, and we'll have some updates for you as we go forward. We also are working very hard, Kim and I, again, have been through the week and through the weekend, on reformulating the Caesar portfolio. We've really adapted the rules to this new environment. Well, we hope, and we'll be looking at a list of stocks that are attractive, quality companies, and should do well in the environment that's evolving. Or just so beaten down that in industries that won't be allowed to fail, that they're just spectacular bargains. More on that next week. That this is also a very good time for folks with legacy stock positions, and for Camarda clients, and those outside Camarda, are stocks that are not part of the Camarda portfolios that you've kept, typically because there are high embedded capital gains in them. This is an excellent time to reconsider those, and you should talk to your Camarda personal wealth advisor. If you have legacy stocks, these are the ones that are not part of the Camarda portfolios, about, gee whiz, does it make sense to take some lesser gains to redeploy, take some risk off the table because you have too much of a particular stock, you can get out of lower tax costs now, and so on. It's an excellent time to look at tax loss harvesting and the opportunities for tax-driven diversification. So if you have non-Camarda portfolio stocks besides Ames and Caesar, please talk to your PWA about the opportunities there for. The next thing, and of course that tax loss harvesting opportunity really extends to everybody that's watching this. Things have gone down big time, and things you may not have wanted to sell even just a month and a half ago because the tax gain was too high. You know, the world has changed dramatically, and it's worth another look. Talk to us, or talk at least to your CPA. The next thing is the Secure Act, big act that was passed in the final weeks of 2019, and it's kind of been eclipsed by the coronavirus crash. But one of the important things for those clients that use trusts for IRA and 401k beneficiaries, the rules have changed dramatically, and your trust really needs to be examined to make sure that you don't need to update the so-called conduit provisions in there, which is a way to optimize the taxes on IRAs at death where you use trust as beneficiaries. This is really, really important. So if you have a living trust and your IRA or 401k is beneficiaried to the trust, probably the secondary beneficiary after your spouse, if you have one, you want to have that examined and probably updated. For TaxMaster Trust clients, we can get that done for you for free. If not, TaxMaster, Doug at TaxMaster can get that done pretty cheap. But regardless, if you have a trust, a living trust, and your IRA is beneficiary to it, and if you don't know, it probably is if you've got a living trust, you want to take that up at least with the attorney that drafted those documents. Say, gee whiz, do I need to change any provisions because of the Secure Act? If you can't reach them, or you'd rather have us do it, let us know, let your PWA know, and we'll get that facilitated. The last thing I want to talk about today is some changes in this new CARES bill that was approved by both houses of Congress today. And everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, most folks are going to be getting free money. They'll be getting checks, right? Those with individuals who had up to $75,000 in adjusted gross income last year will get a one-time payment of $1,200. Married couples with AGI up to 150 will get $2,400, and in addition, you'll get $500 for each qualified child. So that could be a whole pile of money, one-time payment, help get you through rent or groceries or whatever you need through this difficult period. Notably, a lot of Camarda clients, not all of them, but many, will see that phased out. If your adjusted gross income is over 150, there'll be a phase down to zero. You probably don't want to do the math now, but you'll see your payments reduced by $50 for every additional $1,000 in adjusted gross income. And the final note is for business owners that were hoping for some relief, as I was, that the bar looks pretty high, and unless you expect to see your revenues plunge by 50%, which is pretty severe, could drive a lot of companies out of business, you probably should not count on that relief. We'll have more details as the bill is parsed and better understood by the tax profession. So that's pretty much it. Again, going into the weekend, brace yourself. We're probably going to see an awful lot of bad news as cases continue to mount in the United States. Now the country with more coronavirus cases than anywhere else, and that's probably going to get a lot worse. It's a big country. Not surprised. There's a lot of people who live here. But brace yourself for bad news through the weekend. We'll probably see a down day on Monday, just as the market absorbs all the bad news that couldn't be reflected in prices because the market's closed over the weekend. But we do look for this bear market rally, hopefully to continue at least one-leggedly sometime next week. But who knows? We're watching very carefully. If you need me, email me, j@camarda.com. And until, well, I'll probably give you a couple updates over the week if we can get Rick to go ahead and throughput them to you. Hope you're well and safe. And remember, the most important thing, be safe. Don't get the virus. Don't spread the virus. The money will sort itself out. We will get through this. The important thing is to make sure you stay healthy so you can enjoy it. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.